underlying circumstances that prevented everybody from being here. Some birthday parties, some people that had other places to be, and Moises is down in Texas working for the next 5 months, I think is what he said. So that's good for him. Hopefully we'll see him again at the start of next season. I did put together everybody's score for the entire season. So if you didn't see this, you can come up and take a look at the races you were participating in. Some of them, like Matt, has this thing called Capital Management Group that accidentally was placed in place of Cutters, so I had to go find him and make sure he was counted on our team, even though he wasn't on our team, but he was on our team. Or if you forgot to put in Cutters and you somehow got omitted as well. Angel. Okay, hey, Chris, hop down on the seat, buddy. This was actually a fantastic season. So last year we started out, if anybody hasn't been told, Cutters started with Dennis and Mark. Predominantly Dennis. He's a big fan of the show Breaking Away. Favorite movie of all time. I don't know that that's a true statement, but ultimately I met them through the Secor series, which will be held here in the closer towards winter time, late fall, early winter, down on the coast. And if you want to do a couple of those races, we'll go and participate in a few of those as well. But it's not something that's team oriented. But I joined up with those guys, and then I said, hey, I'd like to bring some more kids into this, and that's really what my focus in doing this is bringing more kids to the table and really promoting a grassroots effort of bringing cycling to more people. There is NICA. NICA is really middle school and above. It really doesn't curtail to young kids that have an interest in but don't have an understanding of where they can go do races at. So I've been really working hard to work with David to really promote US MTB series at not just the North Carolina location, but at the Virginia and South Carolina where we're racing at as well. So what I'm grateful for in this whole circumstance is that we got a great group of kids that are going to be, the future of cycling sitting right over here. Most of us are all older, not going to be seeing any professional podiums anytime soon. Maybe we'll make it to the, Nationals is in Roanoke next year for the next 2 years, so that'll be somewhere we want to go ahead and get together and try to make a step showing there. That'll be a real fun. I had a lot of fun with everybody this year, and we've got, as a result, we were able to come home with a fantastic trophy. Clemens has won this for the 4 years that it's been instated prior to this year. Last year we put together a team about third race into the season. We had enough people to constantly get team points, but we only finished third on the whole season, which that was an incredible feat considering we didn't even know there was a team competition to start out with. And I hadn't even considered that we were going to do something like that. So this is just as much a part of everybody's work. It doesn't matter if your points were low on the totem pole or if you were counted at every single race. The way the point totals are done for the series is the top 5 racers on the team that count. So if we would have had 5 kids categories and they all took first place, but then we've also got 5 adult categories that all took first place, well, we're only going to get to count 5 of those. So in a lot of these races, we actually had 7 first place finishers, 6 first place finishers. So we had more than enough points to max out for the day, which is fantastic. Everybody put in a great effort for the season. There's a lot of people I'm extremely impressed with and extremely grateful to have on our team. And I look forward to when we get to have, the Thomas is back. Unfortunately, Matt had a little bit of an injury, and that kind of set back their season because Matt's the driving factor behind their family doing cycling.
Literally and figuratively.
Yes. So that held things up for them, but I'm hoping to have them back next year because it'll be a lot of fun to see them in more events. The Murphys, we got to have Gabe. He came with us, rode with us through a lot of events. The Pattons, We had Winston for a good chunk of the season, and then Annalise decided she wanted to start racing as well, and it was great to have her come out and do it. So we're looking to try to make things work for that, you know, for more people altogether. I'm in the process of trying to work with Trek of Raleigh, as well as the other Trek stores in the area. They still take in trade-ins on bikes, and if we can do something where I form a non-profit, they can actually donate some of those trade-in bikes to our organization, and I'll have the ability to actually get adequate, good bikes for kids that will be able to invite more people to come out that maybe the threshold for being in the cycling industry is too much for. Because some people try to show up with, you know, a sub-quality bike, and their children, you know, have a bad experience, and that really, you know, aids to not having wanting to do this sport. Unfortunately, there is a threshold. You need the right equipment to have fun with this, you know, type of a sport. You know, it'd be like going out and playing football without all the pads and getting smashed. Like, not going to be a good deal. But without much more ado, I've got a bunch of awards to hand out here. So we're going to start out with the Kids Awards. Okay. So anybody that has been on our team or is associated with a family, I decided to do these cutting edge awards, okay? Because they are the cutting edge of what our team is going to be. As long as we have parents that are going to continue to support the kids, and we can continue to grow our events, not only our team events, but you know, the overall series events, help David with that, we're going to end up with a much bigger showing. So what I want is I'm going to call your name. That's funny.
Yep.
But I need these kids to come up here and have a seat, okay?
Sorry.
So we're gonna, because we want to get a picture. Nope. When I call your name, okay? So these are in no particular order, by the way. They just happen to be how I printed them out. So the first one I've got is for Annalise Patton. Okay.
Yay!
Annalise, you can have a seat right here in the middle. Okay. Nope, have a seat and face it out. The next one is for Winston Patton. Okay. And these certificates will say Cutting Edge Award. Certificate is proudly presented to, name here, for being a great addition to the future of our team. Okay. And that's not just the future of our team. Have a seat, bud. It's the future of the industry. Okay. Brady Thomas.
Good job, man. Good job.
Parker Thomas. Jace Thomas. And I'm sorry I didn't get one for little Thomas there. But you can come and sit up here if you'd like.
Sit by JC.
Okay? Why don't you sit actually right here, on the feet, right here, on the ground.
Well, she can sit up on the bench.
Well, I'm gonna try to keep everybody consolidated. Next is Lily Ackley.
Good job, Lily.
You'll sit right in front of Parker. Right, Lily, right in front of Parker. On the floor. Sebastian Ackley.
Pass.
Okay, sit next to Lily. And actually, Annalise, can you sit in front of Winston? And I've got Gabe Murphy.
Good job, Gabe.
Gabe, sit next to Winston. Like I said, these are in no particular order, because if I would have done it right, Gabe would be in the middle. But everybody, you guys did a fantastic job this year. Whether you raced only one race, or if you were only a participant from the sidelines for the Little Thomas. I wanted to appreciate everybody that came out. As far as the kids came out, I missed some of the other Murphys. They could have had some awards too. So, and I forgot Angel's son. But you guys, why don't you guys go ahead, come up here, have a seat. Chris, you can sit right in front of Gabe. Emma and what's your sister's name? Ava. No. Come up and have a seat, guys. So, I'm also going to try to get everybody shirts, not just jersey tops, but shirts for next season, so we have something to wear other than a jersey. Go ahead and have a seat. There you go. So, this is what some of our future's looking like. There are some others that weren't able to be here today. And you all did a great job this year. I greatly appreciate everybody's efforts. Okay?
Yeah, good job, guys.
Let me stand a picture with you real fast because
Let's drop this. Let's drop it.
Yeah, put the trophy like in the center with it.
Yep. Yeah, put that trophy right there on Gabe and actually Winston's dad, right probably in the center. All right, look here, guys. Try to set this. Oh man, it's just so bad. And my other phone's better than this. All right, guys, good job.
Good job. Good job.
All right, go have a seat. Take your certificates.
Oh, this is a
Cutter's Youth.
You just have to do right when I was talking. Who's on these?
These ones belong to Esmeralda and Thomas Dill, who did not make it here today.
No sitting on tables.
All right, guys.
That's when you go to pay.
So next, I've got more awards to give out. I tried to make sure I included everybody. I think Angels, I might have actually missed yours.
No!
But once again, these should be in a relatively. I'm going to try to get this sorted out here real fast. All right. So, what I'm going to start with is we're going to give awards kind of like Rookie of the Season, you know, other little nonchalant awards that are just fun, but also have some meaning. So, starting out with Rookie of the Season, it's going to go to Gabriel Murphy. Okay?
Good job, Gabe.
Did a fantastic job, struggled through some bike issues, put him on a bike that worked out a whole lot better for him. And in the end, he finished second for his series. And if he would have had some better fewer mechanical issues, might have actually been in contention to, have a win for the series for himself. So you did a great job. I'm extremely proud of you, okay? And we look forward to you racing next year.
Thank you.
Woo! Okay.
Yeah, Gabe.
Good job, man.
Next is going to be the Small But Mighty Award. Okay, this was something that my wife had planned up, or at least thought of. We do have a few small guys on the team, but unfortunately didn't get to do as many races this year as you'd have liked, right? Hopefully we get to change that next year.
Chris has his hand up.
What's up, Chris?
You said his name, Mighty.
Ah.
So does he have an award?
No, this is just the name of an award.
Oh.
Okay, the Small But Mighty Award, I'm sure most people that have been at nearly every race can figure out, is going to go to Lily.
Lily.
Okay?
Good job, Lily.
Okay? Put that certificate down. Okay? She was at every single race. She gave an effort beyond her age group. Okay? The only race that she didn't win, where she had competition, was Roanoke. And the girl that she lost to was looking over her shoulder for the first mile and a half. It was at that race that I determined I need to change out her crankset, because she's sitting on a 28 crank, and if she would have had a 32 tooth crank, she might have actually been able to keep up with that girl for the whole race. She was having a great day, a great race, and as anybody that was there knows, that was a challenging race. You had 3 miles of relatively downhill or level area, and then a mile of climbing, all in one little section. So, the Small But Mighty Award goes to Lily.
Good job, Lily.
What you want?
You're mighty.
Okay.
I'm not strong.
Then we've got an award that we were kind of torn between how to phrase this one. Sam had said Wreck-It Ralph Award, but I'm like, well, Wreck-It Ralph's a show. We don't want to really associate ourselves with a name of something like that. So it's just the Wreck-'em Award. And anybody who's been around long enough might be able to figure out that there's one small individual on our team that has broken an arm, crashed someplace else, landed on his face, or at least even did a race with a fever.
I didn't.
Oh, is it? Oh, I guess we did put your name on it. But go ahead, Bass. Come on up here.
Those almost grabbed me too, so I was on the edge of my seat.
Yeah. But even throughout every opportunity, if I asked Sebastian, I said, do you think you can race? His answer was never, no, I don't want to race. It was, I want to race, all hell be damned. When he broke his arm, I encouraged him to get back on the bike and try to finish the race, but his arm was in too much pain. Thankfully, we didn't finish the race because it might have been worse off.
I couldn't even put my hand on the handle.
So.
At least I could pick up my bottle, but it was a lot of pain.
All right, so that very good job.
Good job, Bass.
The next one goes to somebody who, despite having so many setbacks, mechanical failures, fitness failures, inability to be out doing the kind of training that they would like to have been doing. This is the Overcomers Award. So this individual came out and at least put an effort, a great effort towards the end of the season. This award goes to Dennis DeMont.
Dennis.
Without whom we would not have a team to be sitting here with. So, Dennis.
Cool. Do I have to sit down?
No, you don't have to sit down. These kids
Sit down on the floor. Good job, Dennis.
In front of Aaron, he's behind you.
All right. So, this is going to be a pretty straightforward award. This individual came out, showed up, put in a great effort considering the injuries that they had suffered pre-season. But they were a one-race wonder. Okay? We were hoping to see him for one or two more races, but unfortunately, other things prevailed. This award goes to Matt Thomas.
Good job, Matt.
I did have one race wonder to deal with, but unfortunately, things prevented them from being here. Huh?
Was it Brian Maxwell?
No, it was Sean Dill.
Nice. Sweet, thank you.
Yep. All right. This next award is the Above and Beyond Award. Okay. This was kind of a hard award to determine how to phrase it, how to put it together, because this individual I had recruited to the team, and ultimately I took his spot. Okay, I wasn't planning to ride single speed for the season. I had somebody else in mind for that. But then ultimately, with the way things started, I raced, 2 races at the beginning of the season, if anybody remembers that, and did much better in the second race than I anticipated I would do. As such, I stuck through with the season and really pushed the envelope of what single speed racing, in my opinion, could be, as well as some other people's opinions. And I look forward to hopefully trying to make it, push it even further next year, but I do intend on racing Cat 1. Ahmet Urbis has joined our team, and I couldn't be greater, or happier for the fact that he is part of our team now.
Good job, man.
Above and Beyond really goes to you, right? I appreciate the What's the title?
Well, it's... Ahmet showed up even when it was like, do I need to be there? I'm like, you're a member of this team. I want you here as long as you want to be here. And it really shows to, Ahmet's dedication to the sport, even when he's saying, it's not the season I wanted to have. No, but you are a fantastic addition to having with us, and I couldn't be more happy. So,
Thanks, Aaron.
the next one is going to be the Trail Warrior Award. Okay? This goes to an individual who I've had the pleasure of being able to do some, significant riding with this year, was really serious about trying to keep up with the guys who were really pushing the envelope in his category. Okay? We did some significant training, tried to make sure that we were making good continuous progress on a weekly basis, even with our slow rides. Okay? And really it just says, you know, for pushing yourself to consistently improve. This award goes to Mark the Mom.
Yeah. Good job, Mark.
It's my pleasure to have you guys. The next is an award. There's somebody I gotta mention that isn't here today because they're currently in Kentucky on military orders. His name is Thomas Spence. He's one of the initial founders, one of the OGs of Cutters. And something he brought to this team that he took out of the military was what they call sack up and, you know, just sack up. Like, pick up your gear, keep on moving, get to the end, okay? Well, this is the Sack Up and Ride Award, okay? And if there was anybody who really emphasized or, you know, really brought together this award, okay, it'd be the person that I've never seen crash so many times in a single season, okay? If anything could possibly go wrong, it wasn't, thankfully, super mechanical problems, but Brian Willis put in a phenomenal effort this year. He did everything he could to try to make sure he was at the front of his group. Honestly, I think there wasn't a race you couldn't have won, but there were other underlying factors that prevented you from being in the position you wanted to be at every single race. So, the Sack Up and Ride Award goes to Brian Willis for rolling with the punches.
Hell yeah. Good job, man.
Never give up, right?
No. Oh, glasses.
He's got cracked ribs, don't forget.
Yeah, be careful when you're
Good job, man.
So, I have one for David, who did not show up. He was the greatest promoter award. Of course, he is the only promoter, but we wanted to appreciate him as well. He was going to be here, but unfortunately, his real life work kind of took a little precedence today. As I said, I thought about Angel, and I thought I printed one off for you. But Angel's been a part of this team since last year as well. I brought him into the team. I'll make sure I send you over an award certificate.
I'm happy to be part of the team.
But I wanted to make sure everybody was recognized, you know, and that was one of the most important parts of what we were doing today. I'm hoping that Chris decides he wants to race next year.
I do.
Good.
And I want to be in the team.
Good. Well, that's not, you know, that's exactly what the idea is. But we do have. There's two more awards left to give. Unfortunately, Sam couldn't be here either. But I have made her the most valuable supporter.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Because without everything that my wife did, this would have been a really big challenge for me by myself. Just coming here today was a challenge enough because she had to go to urgent care. Okay? But, so she gets the most valuable supporter award. I wish she was here to accept it because she didn't know she was going to get it. Yes, what's up, buddy?
I don't know.
What?
He doesn't remember.
Oh, okay. So there is one final award to give, and this was not something based solely on points, but if we did the point takeaway that Dave does for the series, this individual would have ended up with the most points for our team across the board. Okay? I don't count myself because I don't count. But this individual put up nearly a flawless season of first and second places. Okay? Decided they wanted to do an individual race to see where they stood at the next level, and didn't have his best performance. But that's okay. What's important is going out and trying that next level, doing that race, and finding out where you stand so you can plan for the future. Okay? This award is going to go to Kevin Willard.
All right.
He is the most valuable rider of the season. Okay? Now I need you to stay right here for a second, Kevin. Because you got, unfortunately, there's two things that Kevin was going to get besides this certificate, and only one of them is here because there's a shipping problem.
Oh, damn.
Okay? Oh, and actually, Brian, I forgot there's one thing for you too. So Kevin, gets the vaunted trophy for the season for the most valuable rider. Okay. I'm gonna get back to you in just a second. But what I've also got for Kevin is a brand new gold or yellow, whatever color it comes in, jersey that says MVP 24 Willie. Okay. So I wish it was here today, but we'll make sure he wears it at the first race of next season.
Nice.
Now, the other thing that I have for Brian, because Brian decided he had to, jank up all of his equipment, okay? I forget which color, but it didn't matter. This goes with our Sack Up Award, okay? So on the OG Racers, we have
Sweet.
a jersey that has on one side the name, and on the other side, it says Sack Up and Ride.
There you go.
Okay. On the days that were most challenging, okay, or on the races that we knew were going to be hard, I tried to personally make sure that this was the jersey I was wearing, as well as notifying, like getting the guys that have been around the longest to be here to wear these jerseys. Brian, I need to launch you with this jersey. Put it on.
Yeah.
So, go ahead and zip that up and then just give a nice...
Oh man, I've been looking at MC.
So
There you go, man.
People can see the Sack Up and Ride. At least the camera right there.
Yep.
Let me get mine so I can...
Tom Spence. That's your slogan, man.
This is your other one right here. So you got a white and a black one.
Wow, all right. Thank you. Nice.
So, guys, it was a fantastic season that we had. I look forward to our next season. There are going to be some one-off races, but we don't have anything
Hang on a
team-oriented.
second.
What's that?
We've got one more.
Oh, no, there's one more. Oh.
Or we all know who made it all possible. This
Yeah.
guy here. The greatest teammate, captain, bike repair guy, does
Most-
it all, organizes, promotes.
Most passionate mountain
Most
bike.
passionate mountain biker ever met. We got him the GOAT Award from the team.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
US Mountain Bike Series 2024. Aaron Ackley, thanks for a great season. Cutters, the GOAT. There you go.
Good job, man. Thank you.
Here's a goat.
He is the GOAT.
Guys, keep
without
in
a
mind,
doubt.
this isn't possible without everybody else either, okay? So while I appreciate also getting some recognition, it was never about one individual, and that was what was important to make a note here, is that this is a team effort. Even though we're all on our individual bikes, it means the world to me when I come through the start-finish line and I got people like Gabe handing off a water bottle because my wife's over helping David with the with registration, especially after David, crashed and wrecked and had to have his screen removed before the last two races of the season. But without the parents, the Pattons, the Murphys, Willises, the Amets, I know his last name's Urvis, without, Kevin, without the DeMonts, without Angel, without the folks that aren't here, Chris Guidish, the Dills, Moises' family, because I don't know if it's Raina or Leva, without all these people, we would not have the organization that we're building. And I'm hoping that we'll have some more people next year. We can make this something that we do on an annual basis. Once we have the schedule for the season, for the race series, I'm going to plan another one of these. And I chose this park because it's a place that the kids can go have fun on a playground while we're all mingling. But it's also got some really nice trails. They're a lot of fun to ride. They're short, so we're not here riding for an hour trying to get out of the trails. And it gives everybody an opportunity to see a new trail. Right now the section in there is about a 20-minute ride. An adult's pace, about 30 minutes for some kids. If we ride the whole park, it's about another 15 to 20 minutes. But depending on people's schedules, let's go out and have some fun, get some ride in, and then get back out here and wrap things up.
Hey Aaron, I want to say something
Yeah.
first. Thank you, first of all, for these jerseys, since I tore all mine up. But also, thanks for inviting me to be a part of the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you speak for everybody on that
Never
one.
planned on doing something like this, did the whole season. Originally, I didn't plan on doing the whole season, but I told my wife, and I told other people, it's been great getting to know you guys, being on the team, great new friends, appreciate y'all letting me be a part of it.
Yep. Thank you. You too, man.
Brian, it was a great pleasure to have you, and I look forward to having you, for as long as you want to keep doing it. It's my goal. So hopefully your wife, will let you keep doing it. And what I'd love to see is, your whole family come out. Come out and visit us for a couple of races and be another level of support. I think what you guys get to see him do on the bike would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But at any rate, well, let's get some shoes on if you got some special shoes. And Matt, you go to the bathroom?
All right.
And let's go get some riding on. We'll send the kids out. Well, baby, we're here to ride.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my shoes and everything too.
All right, y'all. That was, let me turn this around. That was Team Cutters. Finally get to see some of the faces, see some of the people. Great group of people, and hope you all enjoyed this video. We're gonna go for a quick ride. I'll be posting that as well. And yeah, mountain biking's a fun sport, and it's even funner when you get friends to ride with. Y'all have a good one, and yeah, see you at the next one. All right, bye.